Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am going to be demonstrating a lash lift and tint in today's video. And to start, I am cleansing her lashes with just a foam lash cleanser, just so the lashes are free of natural oils, any makeup or residue. Even though my model today didn't wear any makeup, it helps with a better lift. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm cleansing it with wet cotton pads to get the cleanser off. The next step is I'm going to use gel eye pads to cover her bottom lashes so that I don't accidentally lift them up. For today's lift, I decided to use lash shields. I do use rods sometimes. However, because my model has really beautiful, long, thick, natural lashes, the shields are going to lift much better. So that's what I'm doing here. I am making sure both shields are as close to the lash line as possible. I don't really want extra space. That might affect the way the lashes lift. So now that I've got the under eye pads and her lash shields on, I am going to use a micro brush to use adhesive to essentially lift her lashes to the shields and basically maintain them lifted while I perform my lift. So here I'm using a really great metal tool. I don't really know what the specific name for it is, but it is amazing. It works so well for separating and lifting my lashes when I'm doing lash lifts. And I really like to take my time for this step. How you lift your lashes is how your lashes will essentially look at the end of the lash lift. So you don't want them sloppy or crisscrossed, crossed over each other. You kind of want them nice and straight and neat looking, I guess. So I do like to take my time with this step. I only use the glue in section by section. I do not put glue on the entire pad at once, as you can see that I demonstrate in the video. And I am going to fast forward just because it does get a little repetitive, but essentially you just do that along the entire lash line until all of the natural lashes are lifted and you're happy with how they look. And then after that, we'll move on to the next step. Moving on to the left eye, just finishing this eye as well. You can see I'm making sure my lashes are as separated as they can be, nice and straight. Definitely don't rush through this step, take your time. And this actually might be the longest part of the entire lash lift, the longest step. But it's so important. Okay, so as you can see, all my lashes are lifted. They're all adhered to the shields. They're all nice and neat. And now I'm going to apply my perming solution. This is going to essentially change the structure of the lashes, and it's going to change the shape of the lashes to the shape that we have against the shield. And they're going to be lifted and look really beautiful. And I only go about halfway in this step. You don't want to go all the way to the very tips of the lashes because they're very fine and you may over process them, and you don't want to cause damage to the client's natural lashes. So I go about halfway up, maybe 3/4 of the way up, but I be very careful to not go all the way to the tips of the lashes, the very tips. And once you have your solution, you want to do a good amount, but you don't want them to be oversaturated either. A little goes a long way for step 1 for the perming solution. So definitely just be mindful of how much product you're using. And once you finish that along the entire lash line for the first eye, you're just going to repeat on your second eye. I like to work from right to left. However, you can start at whichever eye you prefer. And then because her lashes are very coarse and thick and long, you can do the first step anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, depending on a client's natural lashes. Obviously, the finer lashes you want to do for less time, but thick, coarse, natural lashes, you want to give a little extra time. So for this lash lift, we did end up doing 8 minutes for the first step, and then I remove it with a clean micro brush and a cotton swab. Then I apply step 2, and I like to put my solution in a little adhesive ring. However, you can do that in a jade stone. But step 2, after you remove step 1, is basically a neutralizing solution. It stops the chemical process in the first step where we permed her lashes up, and this stops all of that. So this is going to retain, this is the solution that is going to help retain what we just did. It's going to freeze our first step, I guess, in simple terms. So we do this step for anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes. So I did this for 6 minutes today, and after we let that sit, I remove it again with a new micro brush and a new cotton pad, and I remove all that solution. Before we do the last step, which is the moisturizing solution, we are going to do a tint in this video. If you are not doing a tint and you are just doing a lash lift, then you would skip to the following step after this one, which is the step 3, the moisturizing serum, and that just helps put back everything that we took out when we did our lash lift. Don't forget, we're working with chemicals, so we're processing hairs and we don't want to do damage. When you are doing a lash lift and tint versus just a tint only, you only need to leave the tint on for 5 minutes max. You can leave it on for less time, more 3 minutes for finer lashes, but we did 5 minutes for her lashes today. And then we also just remove this with a brush, and then you put your moisturizing serum on and use it to remove the eye pads and the shields, and just moisturize her lashes. And that is it. This is a waterless system that I use, but all lash lifts differ, so follow manufacturer's directions. I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.